Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your monthly subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you that are interested in subscribing to the channel, you can go to Patreon and choose a subscription level. Over there, you'll get the daily forecast a day early. You will also get other readings that are available over there, depending on which level of subscription you choose. Alright, so let's get into the reading. This is the weekly originally created for the 13th through the 19th of December of 2020. It's not necessarily solely set for that date. If you're seeing this video in a different time frame, that's okay. You may be seeing it exactly when you need to be seeing it. The message is for the highest good of the greater collective. Therefore, I believe it's a timeless message in the sense that if it finds its way to you on dates that are different than it was otherwise created, it's okay. You might still be able to take something out of the message, or the message may mean something to you now. Spirit has a magical way of working in that fashion, so don't shut it off just because the date's not right, essentially. Now, if anything doesn't match up or doesn't make sense, that doesn't mean anything's wrong. For those of you that are watching, it just might mean that you're working on something different, and that's completely fine. And then if you do resonate with the reading, or it does make sense, it does fit in your life, you're able to figure out where it fits. Any decisions you make in your personal life are your responsibility, always keeping that in mind. Never take what I say over that of a professional in their field, like a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist. Anybody that's giving you advice or suggestions, please follow them first and foremost, and use your own intelligence and intuition prior to, utilizing anything that I have to say. All right. Beyond that, let's get into this. We're going to do the weekly. Each card represents for maybe a day or two this week. Some of you might experience all of these cards and then some. Some of you might only experience one of these cards. It's all really a sort of a variable to each and everybody's path, but use it however you like. Take what you need and leave the rest. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so the first card of the week is the Eight of Wands. So Wands is fire energy, and that is the element of the spirit. I really love this because we have the deer and we have the pheasant sort of flying. To me, it sort of reminds me of air and earth, also coupled with Wands energy. Wands can be sort of a significant message coming through, something new, something unexpected. It can be sometimes a message of love even. It can also indicate a move of some sort, and it could be a physical move, like it's that sort of card of swift movement, but it could also be, it could be a move from, say, a job to a job, from one job to a different job, or from one focus to another, right? So if we find ourselves shifting our focus in the beginning part of this week towards something that we desire more so than what we have, don't be surprised. That would be sort of Eight of Wands energy. For each one of you, it's going to be slightly different, right? Some of you might actually physically be moving to a new destination, a new home, or a new job. Some of you might be just mentally, readjusting your perspective or your desires to align with something that you're more in love with or excited about. And then for some of you, this could be, the idea of possibly, romance on the forefront, or a declaration of how you feel about somebody or how somebody feels towards you, and the movement towards that, the taking the action, the being sort of daring in a way. With this particular card, there's always this swiftness, right? But with this particular card, I feel like the leap is being taken, and that's the excitement in it. Both the pheasant and the deer, to me, feel like they're leaping off of maybe a cliff into the unknown. So that would be the exciting part about this, taking the risk and hopefully getting rewarded. We'll see what the cards are for the rest of the week. But if you find that things are moving by quickly at the beginning of this week, that's great too. That's also very much Eight of Wands energy. Is that sort of swift movement. If you sort of feel like maybe you don't have enough time to get everything done in the day, that would also be Eight of Wands. But with that, there's a blessing because things move by quickly, right? Information comes to us quickly, things that we desire hopefully show up, all of that sort of stuff. Now we have the Four of Wands, So they call this the twin flame card because you have the two wands and then the two wands, which makes the formation of 1111. Again, we're with this wands energy. We've got the 8 and then the 4. The 4 to me can be about, it can be about sort of soulmate love, that sort of a thing. It can also be about the stabilization of maybe what it is that we desire. I love that there's these two rabbits wrapped up in one another. To me, that's fertility, the option of creation, all of that sort of stuff. Whatever it is that we want, I would say the 4 would represent like the actual firming up of that information, making that happen. Working towards that, especially with this 8 of Wands energy at the beginning of the week. The 4 of Wands is sort of stabilizing that 8 and bringing it into more, like a more real existence, if that makes any sense. For some of you, this very well could be sort of a love thing. Like, don't be surprised if, you know, either you're willing to make a declaration or somebody is willing to sort of step forward, reconnect with you, that sort of a thing. By the midweek, that bond is even stronger, is sort of the feeling that I get. For those of you that aren't necessarily seeking a love connection or that don't resonate with the idea of that love connection, I would say this could be about appreciation of those that we care about deeply, and that means like sort of friends or family members, that sort of a thing. That kind of love can also be deepening or being declared. We might find ourselves showing up for others in ways that we haven't otherwise in the past. I'm getting like this weird mental image of somebody maybe in a hospital, sort of taking care or worrying, not worrying, but like sort of care, taking over somebody that they're worried about their health. It could be something like that too, in the sense that we understand the value of the person that we're caring about. Does that make sense? And our love for them and the sort of depth of that love. And I think that that's sort of a powerful element of who we are as spirit, right? So let's go to the third card for the week and see what this is. Wow. So it's the Magician. So this is all about creative energy. He has it's major arcana, so the end of the week will end out really big. What is it that we want to create, guys? And I would say this specifically to those of you that are looking for love. I get a real distinct feeling with these cards, the 8 and then the 4 and then the Magician. It's kind of like we see it, we head towards it, we get really serious about the desire in it, in that 4 of Wands, and the creation of it, the stabilization of the creation of that, setting that sort of foundation and really believing in that, focusing on that. The Magician steps in and helps us to sort of create that. Now, for those of you that aren't looking for love, maybe you're looking for a new career or something that inspires you work-wise, or in your relationships you need new inspiration, whatever that is, I feel like this is the week to do it in. I feel like this is the week to sort of, at the beginning of the week, look at what we want, figure out that new information, right? What is working for us, what is not. Last week was all about that sort of clarity stone, which was taking us to this place of what do we need, going inward. Now it's like taking what we've learned from last week's inwardness through the Hermit and moving that forward into the outward by taking this action through the Wands energy and then the creation through the Magician, right? The Magician has access to all of the suits, all of the elements. He's sort of like working from a place that is truly magical in his thinking, in his execution, all of that sort of stuff. So the belief is there, the desire is certainly there with all of this Wands energy. So what is it that we want? What is it that we're going to commit to? And begin to sort of set that into motion. I feel like these are really powerful cards. I feel like this is going to be a really motivational and exciting week for some of us. For those of us that like sort of act on this Wands energy and this Magician at the end of the week, whatever it is that we're acting on, whether it's a new career choice, if it's love, but whatever it is, I feel like the desire is strong there with all this Wands energy. So either it's like sort of a career that inspires us or deepening our friendships in ways that inspire us. The inspiration is certainly there. And that creativity from the Magician is also very much there. And I love it. So let's see what the Song of My Heart has to say. And remember, these not only start off with Sunday, but also underpin the entirety of the week. So this Song of My Heart card will sort of carry through each and every day underneath the other cards that we see throughout the week. My karma is joy. Now, yesterday's grounding stone was joy, guys. So it's interesting that she's kicking off this week. It says, like the sun returns to Cape Kidnappers every morning, I experience cyclic energy. Okay? And then we have this sort of cliff. Do you see that there? I don't know what that is. I think it's just a bush. But we have this long cliff dive. And I said sort of this is about like taking the leap and being excited about that. My karma is joy. Like we deserve joy. We ultimately joy is our sort of our answer. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting for this. So this is the week to create that joy. This is the week to focus on it, pursue it relentlessly, in a sense. That's the swiftness. Go after it with that Eight of Wands. Stabilize it with that Four of Wands. Really commit to it with that Four of Wands too. That Four of Wands is definitely about a commitment, whether it's love related or not. It's about a commitment to ourselves. It's about dedicating ourselves to this idea of our karma being joy. We deserve this joy. It's inevitable and it's coming to us no matter what we have to deal with to get there. That's the mountain range that we see around her throat. But are we communicating the excitement of the experience, or are we communicating the fear or the struggle that comes with the experience? We don't want to be doing that. Let me look. I just find it interesting that we see this, yesterday's stone to end the week with joy. Okay, so on Malachite, which is associated with the fourth chakra, which is the heart, is inspiration. Inspiration is about spirit, guys. Where are we inspired from? The space of our spirit or our heart. This is totally, I feel like, about love for some of you. I feel like some of this is about making that declaration, acting on it, committing to it, and beginning to create it. Focusing on the fact that you deserve the joy that exists in this. My karma is joy, and using that inspiration throughout this week to guide you through your heart chakra towards whatever it is you may desire, whatever it is that you love, whatever it is that brings you hope, joy, excitement. And again, that's hopefully the stuff that we learned from the week previous when we were doing all of that hermit energy. This is, I kind of feel like this reading, and with all of this wands and the 8 and the 4, this is the energy that we felt in that Queen of Wands last week, where I felt like she was held back. This is sort of like she's no longer held back, and I feel like she's getting ready to be set forth through this 8 and this 4. We need to understand what it is that we want. I also get this distinct impression that whatever inspires us, we need to pay close attention to, because it's that inspiration that sort of will pivot, or pivot is the wrong word, will, what is the word I'm looking for? Not pivot. Will propel us, propel us into 2021, right? I get a feeling that some of this stuff, even if, let's say, there's those of us that have goals, right, that we desire very strongly. We know what those goals are. We're beginning to look at them, commit to them, even at a personal level, right? Maybe we're not fully sharing them out with everybody just yet, or fully taking the leap. This is the week to start to begin to take those steps. This is the week to really stay in our heart-centered space, stay focused on this idea of receiving the joy that we deserve, that ultimately everyone really deserves. But focusing solely on ourselves and our own joy and the creation of that, the commitment to that, and going after that. By the week's end, with that magician energy at the end of the week, we will begin to start to create opportunities for us to have whatever inspires us, whatever brings us joy, hopefully whatever love that we desire, wherever we desire it within our lives, right? If that's a love of career, a love of home, a love of family, a love of friends. For some of you, it's very much a romantic love. So, wow, this is an exciting week. I'm interested to see how this plays out for you guys. That is your forecast for the day. I hope that you enjoy it. I mean, for the week, actually. And remember, all of this energy will be underpinning stuff, so we'll look at it as the cards play out through the week. Hopefully we stay on track and in tune. This looks like a really creative space for us to start to create whatever it is that our heart desires. It's sort of the gist that I'm getting from this over the course of this week, like beginning to set the tone and the space for that. Please, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to tune in every day, and we will build on this energy each and every day of next week. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I really appreciate each and everybody's support. When you do hit the thumbs up button, it helps me greatly. And I'm always available for private readings if you want. You can message me at the Facebook business page. All right, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.